My cowboy hat's back, and I know it's April Fool's Day, but it's not my thing to pull a prank during a video. Today we're gonna look at Transformers Prime, Robots in Disguise line, Cliffjumper. If you remember from my reissues of the G1 Cliffjumper and Bumblebee video, you would know that at the time I had no other Cliffjumpers to compare, but this guy is a lot bigger than the reissues of the G1s. G1, Bumblebee, and Cliffjumper were really small, so not really fair comparison now. Because neither was my later Bumblebee, but that was the only one I had handy at the time. So yeah, Cliffjumper has only been in 2 episodes because he died in the first few minutes of episode 1 of Transformers Prime. Okay, he went offline. Basically, a Transformers. For those of you who don't really pay attention to Transformers that much and wouldn't know about sparks and stuff, when a Transformer's body is badly damaged, as long as their spark is intact, that's their life force, their brain, and all that. As long as it's intact and hasn't gone out yet, the Transformer can be just put in. It can just be put in a new body. Cliffjumper wasn't so lucky. It actually happened with Armada Smokescreen and Transformers Armada. His spark was fine, but his body was too heavily damaged, so they just gave him a new body. Yeah. Cliffjumper's spark did go out. So when he was brought back in episode 2 with the Dark Energon, he became a zombie. Or Zombots, as I like to call them. I believe the correct term is Terrorcons. So these, just like the Energon guys, have the same name, except these are different. Those were Energon collectors. Here's Cliffjumper's little weapon. It's supposed to be a straight Patronian hammer. But it looks more like a club. I do not have the first edition Cliffjumper. I cannot find it anywhere. I saw this at Toys R Us in my old place for finding these guys. Because I used to have to go out of town, but now they got some at Zellers here in my hometown. I looked to see if they had a first edition Cliffjumper. They do not. My hometown does not have any either. So let's get down to transformation. Okay, now how do I start this? I know how to start it. Pop apart the front of the car. This will become his arms later, I believe. Yeah, because oh yeah, first edition version. This part of the car I should mention was the legs. Back here was the arms. Now it's flipped around. If I remember from Peaugh's review of this figure. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. I may put it in the description. You part apart at the front, and then you can get it tours free. So it gives you more arm. Actually, it gives you the arms pretty much. Then pop apart the back. And if you can, lift up the rear windshield here. So you don't do this yet. Just like that. Back here. And bring down the feet now. Like so. Like so. Why I'm doing next part now is because then I can actually before you mess around with this bit, because you have to do something with this in a minute, you want to turn around the waist of Cliffjumper, because otherwise you can't get it properly. And then you get Just like that. Now you may notice his feet are backwards. How do we fix that? Very simply. Great foot articulation. Such great foot articulation, you can just turn them around. Get them facing the right way around. Wait. Alright. I'm going to fold up the front panel here. The front hood here. I'm going to be doing this wrong. Alright, yeah. Fold the back part of this so it goes up here on the hood, and then fold up the hood of the front of the car. So it goes like this, and then you got a nice little backpack. Slightly better than some backpacks I've seen with Transformers. Then you should be able to automorph this figure in there. Yeah, he's got an automorph head reveal. Let me show you that again, because I didn't get to show you that on film. Here. Bring down the arms. Slowly and carefully, and his head pops up. Very nice cliffjumper head. What I understand a cliffjumper head is. I don't have a lot of cliffjumpers. And then for his hand, go into the door, bring out the hand, like so. See if we can show you that here. Yeah, sort of. I'll have to do. Very stiff hinge joint on the arm, apparently. And then do the same on the other side. And yeah, let's do this on the other side. And there you have cliffjumper. Now, unfortunately, cliffjumper does not have the articulation that the first edition had, wherein you can make him or split him in half. Pretty much, I saw somebody do that once. But he still has pretty good articulation in the arms and the legs. His knee articulation, but that's actually mostly for transformation purposes. Where's the... You can hold the club hammer thingy. It's supposed to be a hammer, but anyway, jumper. Actually, first edition has a blaster. Just remember that. Holds the hammer very well. And yeah, not much I can say about this jumper other than if you missed out on the first edition, you like Cliffjumper, even though he was only in 2 episodes. I say pick him up if you can't find the first edition, but that's just my opinion. I'll see you next time. Oh, you know what? Before you go, size comparison. It's measuring them feet to feet. Yeah, Wheeljack's slightly taller. Stand them beside each other. Of course, not all my Transformers have not all my Transformers like to stand up very well. So, that's all for Cliffjumper. And before I go, where did I put him? I do have another Transformers Prime figure. Powerizer Prime, but he will be in another video. So, see you next time.